Hi ho, monster fans. This is Dangerous Snallygaster here, and I'm going to get right back into SKALD against the Black Priory. So, uh-oh. Oh wow, the game just freezes for a second while it's pulling up my save data. That's not at all uncomfortable. So my sprite might look a little bit different. I can explain this. So, while I was getting ready for this, I discovered a cool trick. This game's autosave is not nearly as robust as one would be led to believe, and also there's not really a save option down here on this bottom bar, unless I missed it, which is always possible. No, let me show you how I do this so you don't lose like the 10 minutes of progress that I did. You go to main menu, and then you hit save. I know it looks like I just quit the game, but I didn't. Commodore 64 style gameplay, folks, means accessing Commodore 64 style saves and everything. So my character's a little bit different than they initially were. That's fine, and I can show that real quick. The main thing I did a little bit differently is I changed some of the stat distribution. If you can see, we have an amazing diplomacy right now, and that is because I decided to put more ranks into leadership initiate. I figure if we're going to go into the officer stuff, we should just commit hard to it instead of just being a really not so great warrior. We're not going to neglect this stuff, but it's not going to be I'm not going to invest as heavily into it as I did. Oh my lord, why is my computer going nutso right now? As I did the first time around. So that's where we are. I also don't think I'm going to read everything like I did last time, because it just seems like reading out loud. I gave you guys essentially 10 minutes of gameplay when I was playing through it. I felt really bad. I want to show off as much as I can, and I don't want this to just drag on forever. Unlike this opening. Alright, so we gotta go talk to the arms mastress. Okay. House Baron. We saw this before. Richest, most influential houses. We're going to return his challenging stare. I'm gonna try greeting him like that, like an old friend. Yeah, he. All right. You reckon you'd have any more chance of beating him now than you did as a 12-year-old? It's good to see some things haven't changed. Oh, we get to determine how my father died. That's interesting. Or I could just skip over it. I'm tempted to give myself a little element of tragedy. And because I think this game is all about the tone of everything having a little bit of melancholy to it. Me just coming up and saying, "Oh yeah, he went down like an hero and was the coolest guy, and he was a Super Saiyan and everything." I don't think that really accomplishes what they were looking for. So why am I here? The new Master of Arms awaits you by the main entrance. She'll escort you, and do not ask her not to. Let's try some diplomacy. What are you hiding from me? I need to roll an 8. That could be a little tough, but let's try it. I have been found wanting. Alright. Very well. I'll go see the Master of Arms. It was nice to interact with somebody who's kind of a friend here. Find a bit of brandy from the wine cellar. Okay. I'll try to remember to do that because he's a cool guy. He's my friend, and I want to drink with my friends. Oh, it's a doggy. I can pet the doggy. All right, this is a Master at Arms. Neat bow, just low enough to be respectful. The master here is eager to meet with you and is ready at your leisure. However, if you wish to refresh yourself first, did he suggest you visit the kitchen for some food and then perhaps walking? I'll explore a bit. The kitchen is in the building to the east, and the garden's in the hedge maze to the west. Come back and check with me after you stretch your legs. Cool. Let's go ahead and actually get that bottle of brandy. Oh. Sup? Should you be here? That's a very good question. I wish I could tell you the answer to that. You'll find the kitchen to the east of the courtyard. Alright, I am going in the opposite direction where I need to be. That's just me being incapable of telling directions on a Sunday. It's a very serious medical condition, I believe. Of course, the old Magda is no longer where she used to be, sitting by the oven, kind, red-faced, and tending a shank of lamb. You remember the matronly woman as she sat humming. Yeah, this whole tone carries a lot of melancholy to it. Have you eaten yet? She produces a small bundle of treats from her apron and hands it to you. As son to the Master at Arms for the Great House Baron, you did not go wanting, materially at least. Thank you. He's here again, down in the cellar. He's not so good, my child. Sleeping now. But it'd be best if you got to him before bed for his men seeing him like this again. I think I just wreck on my father to being a drunkard. All right. So, that's how we do that. The cellar is where things are. That's a workstation. We're not going to do that. Indeed I am. Run down to the pantry, fetch some cured ham and cheddar cheese. I will teach you how to cook my renowned melted cheese sandwich. Oh, the advanced tech. Venture forfeit to the underworld. Oh, great. Cowardly to come here. Oh, so he sends you instead. The brandy will be the end of him, I say. Then again, who am I to deny the old fool his few pleasures? I said I wasn't going to read everything, and here I am. Northeast corner of the wine cellar. That's good to know. I know where the cellar is. I could use context clues. Why am I now having like dungeon music? I will take the lantern. Probably gonna need that. Oh, hey, I got 2 lanterns. I mysteriously got is the lantern like the only thing that I carry with me through the empty bottles litter the floor of this room? You chuckle to yourself as you imagine the kitchen staff in their wine tasting sessions. No doubt much revelry. You can almost hear faint sobbing. Ghosts, no doubt. Oh boy. that sounds like a baby I shouldn't. Especially since I appear to be unarmed. Unless the ghosts are all in my head. As all ghosts are. I'll take some cured ham. That's a door there. You're gripped by the long-hidden memory upon entering this part of the cellar. You sealed it away, but in doing so, it preserved its strength, and now it demands freedom. Oh, boy. Our father doesn't seem to notice you in the throes of his intoxicated ramblings. Oh, great. Your chambers were locked from the inside. Where is she? She was never the same. Whatever happened broke her. It was the girl, you know. The seed was planted in Valeria. Valeria. I'll just say Valeria. I know it's not spelled like it is in Game of Thrones, but whatever. That night. But how could you know? You were but a babe yourself. Stop it, Father! Oh no. My father was broken. As much as your heart. Oh no, now he's calling my mom a hoe. You're alone in a damn cellar. You don't particularly feel like dwelling there. Man, that was bitter. We'll take the brandy. Now don't really feel that great about giving that to my buddy. Cheese. We have gained cheese. That's happiness, right? Let's get out of the cellar and remember how to be happy again. Actually, before we make our food, let's go ahead and give him his bottle of brandy and be done with it. I have your medicine. May your sleep be dreamless. What? An old soldier's greeting, something one mercenary would say to another as a prayer not to dwell on the painful memories, the kind that comes with the work. Your father and I would always part with those words. Now I've held you long enough. Be on your way. Okay. I am loving the writing of this game so far. I love how... I like the bleakness, but it's not like overt right now. Anyways, I have the ham and cheese. We will go and make our sandwiches. We have made the ham and cheese sandwich. Present the sandwich for inspection. The crust of the bread, the softness of the cheese, the savoriness of the ham, it's perfection. That I could actually go for a ham and cheese sandwich right now. I decided to record before having lunch, so that's fun. All right. It'd scare me less if you joined me. Alright, well, I guess she's not gonna join me. I guess if we get jumped here, then it's my fault. We've already talked to you. Get out of my way. The sounds and smells of the estate grounds as they were long ago call you to a distant memory. If you guys would be happier with me just reading through everything, please let me know in the comments. I don't mind. I don't think I'm a particularly grand narrator or anything, so I don't know how enjoyable that experience really was for everybody. If you'd rather just see me get through more of the game as soon as I can, I will adjust accordingly. This is kind of bold, uncharted territory. Embla says, is Embla the girl I was looking for on the ship before horrible things happened? I go into the maze. Alright, so we're gonna cheat and just follow the right. What the? I'm quite lost. That's not my problem. Oh. Feels much less oppressive to you. Why do you always come here? She makes the slow motion hop through the water, her fingers trailing the pond surface where the water and sun again meet. Strange colors bleed and spread across the surface. You'll get in trouble. Stop it. Surface like a painter's brush. Colors filled. Spill. I think this is the best way I can handle it with all this writing here, and I don't want to skip anything and just sit here in silence and go, it's good writing. Mr. Embla, the master requests you in the house immediately. It's my father. Something's wrong. It's mother. She's ill again. I think I caused it. What with what I can do, it poisons her mind. How long until mother isn't mother? Or until father isn't lord? Or your father isn't master at arms? How long will any of it last? So such great thoughts for like a 12-year-old. Why are you talking like this? Do you ever feel like everything is a lie? Like there's a veil that covers everything, but in some parts it's thin enough to see through? Embla starts as your father steps breathfully into the enclosed garden, his red face from exertion and anger. Young lady, you can't run off like this, and the whole estate is now looking for you. Your mother is ill and needs you. Now. Father shoots you a stern glance. I'll deal with you later. Embla says nothing as your father grabs her by her arm and hauls her past you back to the house. She doesn't meet your eyes as you pass. Finding yourself back in the present, a chill has crept to your bones. You best move on. This is... So, this is not exactly the fun, happy nostalgia land that you would actually think of, or, well, I don't know, maybe you wouldn't think of. This is... I'm trying to find the right things to say. I apologize, folks, but regardless, this is a interesting situation to find myself in. It's kind of just really sad and bleak. Let's continue on. We stretch our legs. Let's talk to the Master at Arms. Let's go see Kato. Just ahead. And note, once you bet with the Master, things may move quickly and you may not have another chance to walk the grounds. That feels Foreboding. I remember the way. I'll escort you nonetheless. The opulence has faded, the shadows longer. Clearly much has changed since last time you were here. Try to remember how long it's been. It's been years, perhaps decades since you were here. Not since your father was the house arms master. Not since... You must have your wits about you, and perhaps now is not the time to dwell on painful memories. Not since your father's exile, when you were no more than 12, when you were driven from the household. Hard were the years that followed. The mercenary life is bloody and unforgiving. Those years stole your childhood, and eventually they took your father too. But your father had always insisted to his dying breath that his failure had been his own, that he had gotten the fate he deserved. The memories are painful nonetheless. Flanking the doorway are two marble statues. The craftsmanship is stunning. The sight of the two women depicted fills you with sadness. I'll examine them. One you recognize immediately, Valeria Baron, the mistress of the house. You remember her as a gray ghost, absent and unwell. The other statue depicts the girl you once knew so well, Embla Baron, daughter of the house, and now a woman grown strong and clear-eyed. Her likeness has none of her mother's cowed timidness. How fares Embla? Lyra's eyes flicker ever so slightly. We should hasten to Master Baron. He's long been impatient to see you. What of Mistress Valeria? The mistress is vacationing in the countryside. Yeah, she was sent away. That's a very polite way of putting it, I imagine. Very noble way of putting it. Kanto Baron sits tall in tasteful but modest reception room. He looks less imposing than you remember. Well, yeah, it's probably because I'm not 12. He's lost none of his composure of air or casual authority. Take a seat across the formidable desk from him. This study, like the rest of the villa, is half-lit, giving a morose cast to its opulence. Yeah, it's kind of a tone you're going for, old man. Into a tired but genuine smile, which momentarily lifts some of the room's oppressive mood. It's a mercy to see you again, your own man and in your prime, Kato says before a frown consumes his smile. It's just a shame our reunion is overshadowed by the fates of those we love, but perhaps together we can yet improve our collective circumstances. So you know my father is dead. He leans forward, hands clasped beneath his chin. I shan't deny it, I was saddened to hear of his passing. Despite everything, I remember him fondly. I can't blame him. At the end of the day, it was our father's choice to take the drink. Nor do you dwell on the past. Kato is caught off guard for a moment before letting out a deep breath. Then the years have bestowed you with wisdom. I'm glad, for it has forsaken the House of Baron. Why have you called me here? Embla is missing. Now I beg of you, Snally. Help me find my daughter. Help her return home where she belongs. Why me? Is it not obvious? You're clearly grown to inherit your father's resourcefulness, and besides, Embla trusted you since before either of you could speak. I'm not gonna just start dogpiling her right away. What's happened to her? She's left without notice a week ago. From the scant clues we had, we believe that she's boarded a ship bound for one of the Outer Isles, Idra. She went of her own free will. At the time, I thought little of it. It begins to glower. Since then, however, there have been reports, grave ones. No one and no word has left Idra in days. Rumor has it that even the Imperial Augurs are left in the dark. I know not how this touches the fate of my daughter, but she must be returned to me one way or another. Do you have any idea why she left, buddy? Something has been building in her for years, an aptitude of sorts, but I suspect you already knew? In any case, it's grown much stronger lately and it drives her in ways I cannot understand. She is looking for answers. But why Idra? Why indeed? There's little on the island save the port of Horin. If Idra was her destination, she must have landed there. If I'm not taking all the options, it's because I'm trying to, as you may have gathered, I'm trying to roleplay this a little bit. I think that's probably the way this game is intended to be played and interacted with. So that's what I'm doing. Horin? Yes, an old imperial port and home to a few hundred whalers, traders, and an occasional smuggler. We can only... that's not how you spell occasional. We can only speculate as to what drew her there, but it's our only lead. How can I help her? Hire mercenaries, travel to Idra, and begin your search in the port of Horin. From there, I trust you to do what needs to be done. Spare no cost, bring back my daughter. Yes, if nothing else, the port will be dangerous enough, which is why I have summoned Roland Greyeye to me. A crude but effective sellsword that I've made good use of before. He shall accompany you on this task. Roland Greyeye. The man is a grizzled veteran. He may have slowed with age, but his experience and reliability more than make up for it. Well, he's not really good at dealing with sea monsters, but I can't really put that on him. He's also much respected by similar men, and so will be instrumental in hiring a reliable crew. I'll take that into consideration. I know this thing I ask of you is fraught with danger, but this is your chance at improving your fortune, materially and in honor. What say you? This is... Huh. There's a lot of different ways I could approach this. I think I accept it for Embla's sake. Have you any final questions or matters to discuss? Time is, as I'm sure you appreciate, of the essence. Let's just be on with it. And Snally, return her to me. There is no other outcome of this affair. You have my word. Chapter 1. Slowly, you drag yourself from the cold water onto the relative safety of solid rock. You try and fail to stagger forwards as exhaustion washes over you in a great black wave. Oblivion takes you before you hit the rocky ground. More darkness. You're woken by the cacophonous cries of ghouls circling you. Your body is a mass of pain and exhaustion. That tends to happen with shipwrecks. Covered in thousands of cuts and scrapes. The large white birds gather around you in eager anticipation. What a magnificent feast your bloated corpse will make. Not today. Minutes or perhaps hours pass as you lay unmoving, trying desperately to will some warmth back into your body. Finally, you manage to force your eyes open. By some miracle, you are not only alive, but you find yourself on the shores of the cursed island of Idra. Strewn about you is the wreckage of the Zephyr. You see no other survivors. Unless you find equipment and companions soon, you may have cheated death in vain. Your character is critically injured at the moment. This means you have taken enough damage to reduce both your vitality and wounds. The green bar under your character portrait represents your vitality score. Your vitality is a buffer between your wounds, and as long as you have vitality left in you, you won't take serious damage. It's easily lost and easily regained. Cool. Your wounds. Losing wounds is much more serious than losing vitality. Reaching 0 wounds means your character falls unconscious. Wounds can only be recovered by resting or leveling up. Whenever you take wound damage, you gain an injury. Conditions such as the icon in the portrait. Alright, so I can see that my portrait is kind of messed up. Making camp and resting is the surest way to restore an injured character. Note that resting is not possible in every location, so plan accordingly. Oh no, my game is... My computer's flipping out again. Alright. Well, I gained 5 vitality and I'm level 2. You've overcome... Oh, I get lore when I level. For the first time in your life, you are overcome with a sense of purpose. The path ahead will undoubtedly be difficult, but you are certain it is the one you are supposed to take. I have 3 points to distribute. Oh, that's good. And inspired is +2 to melee, +2 to range. What we're going to do with all of our points is we're going to put them all into leadership initiate. And oh hey, we're all handsome and strapping again. Mostly because, as I spelled out earlier, I think it's better to just try to be the best officer I could be rather than the best, like, half fighter I could be. I have got nothing going on. I have no riz. A pitcher and a single gold coin. We'll need to find a weapon and some armor. From the looks of it, some shoes too. We need to find a little of everything. Buttons. Oh hey, and an ornate game piece. We'll just challenge our enemies to some attunement tonics. That's cool. We'll just challenge our enemies to board games. I'm sure that'll go well for us. And actually, since we are now on the island, I know a lot of this was us getting through the essentially the prologue. So thank you so much for joining me. Like, comment, subscribe to all the YouTube junk for this. Let me know how you want this paced, because I am worried about that. If you guys want me reading everything, I will do my best to be the best narrator I can be. If you guys want me to just focus on providing a solid and cool gameplay experience, I'll do that. But in the meantime, this is Dangerous Snallygaster, overwriting my save, living with the decisions that have been made, and signing off for today.